Okay. Beautiful day. A little bit windy. I don't mind it to be windy because I hope that the boar will not be on their feet immediately just when they hear the cars driving in. Couldn't be a more beautiful day in terms of a boar shoot. I've got my trusted feeling, the quadruple rifle, and we're going to head to our stand quickly, and then I'll be back. So we just got to our stand. We're getting ready right now, and I'm loading the rifle. We're shooting a double rifle today, and yeah, let's see what happens. We have a quite open stand, so I guess if we have animals coming, we'll see them from quite far away. Today you don't hear very well because it's quite windy, so that kind of makes it difficult, but I hope that we might see them early enough to get ready. So yeah, I'll finish setting up everything and then let's see how it goes. Shots are being fired. The dogs haven't been released. There was a group of 4 shots, so I'm guessing it's boar. So they seem to be up and running already. A single Überläufer. Also, still no dogs in the drive, but they're already moving. We've had the snow for some days. Usually if you have very new snow, the boar sit tight, but because they've got used to the snow, they're on their feet. The shot's just behind the shoulder, and I heard it crash just after I took the shot. Überläufer, 40-50 kilos. Just marking down the first shot on the boar, just to be sure. At the end of the drive I know exactly where which animal was shot at. So up here is the boar that I shot, 1, and down here is the shots, 1. So throughout the drive I'll know exactly by the end how many shots, where I fired, where a particular boar, for example. The first shot you saw, the boar ran on a little bit, so I put an arrow where the boar went to. And we just heard over the radio that the dogs will hit the drive in a couple of minutes.
So just now we had 2 roe deer passing directly below our stand, and the first one was a female and the second was a roebuck. I didn't want to shoot the female though because it had a red ear tag. They have these ear tags because in May, when the females give birth, to the little fawns, they hide them in the fields. And often what the hunters will do is they go through these fields before they're getting mowed and look for the little babies to take them out of the field so they don't get killed by the mower. And that was one of them, and it had an ear tag in there. So I didn't want to shoot that. And then second one, obviously we're not shooting any roebucks today, so I didn't want to touch it either. Also good here to see was, and in the last movie that Franz published on his channel, if you haven't seen it yet, you should see it. But anyways, in there I made a reference to the little hair coming out of the back of a roe deer. In German it's called Schürze, and it's a way to distinguish female from male. And in the video I called it bush because I didn't know the English word for it, and some friends of mine, including Franz, made fun of me for that, so I want to correct myself now. And I googled the correct word, and it's called anal brush. So from now on I will only refer to the Schürze as anal brush. So I'm sorry, yeah, I made some incorrect comments there last time. So we had a fox coming from the back, and just while I was looking for the fox, I suddenly see a movement on our right hand side, and a single Überläufer passes our stand, and I didn't get him into my scope on the before where it was more open, but I had a little opening in there in the thicket. I hope you'll have it on camera, and I gave him a good shot there, and he immediately went down. So yeah, that's the first boar of the stand. Yeah, let's see how it continues.
Hear them coming in the background. First one's a male, second one's a female, both Überläufer. It's been one of those drives so far where we can hear shots and boar all around us, but we really haven't seen very much. And I'm sure everybody can relate. Sometimes you are in a drive where everything around you seems to be happening and you don't see anything. But now we've had luck with this nice double. But I'm quite hopeful that there will be more. Sau nach hinten. Here I'm turning on and off the ejector depending on how many shots I fired. If I only fire one, I turn the ejector on and off depending on how many shots I fired, so I don't have to pick up so many cartridges at the end. There was a big group of boar behind us. They were split, and one frischling came up here. We saw him a little late, but thankfully I was able to take him just before he got into the thicket. But there will be more. There's now dogs behind us with the boar, so we've got to be careful.
So 2 minutes before we shot at the boar, we had a fox coming quite far in the back, and it came quite slow, and it was further. It was like 110, 120 meters. So I thought I might get it to stop. So I sat down and made a noise trying to stop it, but it's so windy that I couldn't get it to stop. And now we shot the boar, and I thought I missed a chance on the fox, but then he suddenly appeared behind us again, and we got a good shot here on our right. So yeah, that's how quick it goes. Sometimes you think you made a mistake, you lost a chance, but then suddenly, and sometimes you get a second chance. And that was the case, so very happy about that.
That was a doe. Shooting distance was perfect. But as you can see, boar usually have a relatively straight horizontal line in which they run. So you really only have to get the lead right. But roe deer, they have such a vertical movement plus the horizontal movement that I find shooting at high flying roe deer like this one, yes, you can hit them, but the chance of making a shot where then the meat can be used perfectly is not a given. So I prefer not to shoot running roe deer. If they are just slightly moving, it's a different story, because then they are still horizontal in their movement. But once the vertical movement becomes too tough, there's no way of leading that or anticipating it. Now we're in the latter part of the drive, and you can hear that most of the beaters have passed through, most of the dogs have passed through. And it's almost that point that you could feel like you can now relax, because there's not going to be much movement. But lots of boar, during the drive, they find a hiding place and they just lie low. And if the dogs don't step on them, they'll stay there. And now, with all the human scent in the thickets, and the dogs and beaters have moved away, some of these boar will get up and try and get into safety. And I've shot many boar in this last part of the drive, and I really enjoy that last part of the drive, because the boar are usually slower. But you have to be very attentive, because they won't have dogs behind them, you won't hear barking. But it can be a successful part of the drive, that end part. So I like to be concentrated really right until the end.
Ah, scheiße. Just had a group of boar coming from our left, female with 3 frischling, and in the background there was another frischling running. And I shot the first one, and the second one I wanted to take time because it was quite thick where I was shooting into. And just when I was shooting, he dipped down a bit and I missed him. So yeah, frustrated about that, but yeah, at least we got the first frischling. And yeah, back there I didn't really felt safe taking a shot anymore, because they were running away from us and I could have only shot them from behind, and you destroy the meat when you hit them like that. So yeah, annoyed by the shot I miss, but that also happens sometimes. So yeah, let's stay focused. Okay, a lot of action. We could see on the left hand side a group of boar, and they came out over the road. I didn't want to shoot on the road because it's kind of frozen today and very cold, and you never know where your bullet goes. So I shot the first frischling a bit further in. We shot one there, and I shot the second one down there, and then the female and the other frischling, they went on. So let's hope, maybe a neighbor gets another chance on them. But we shot 2 clean boars out of their group. So perfect, exciting, very exciting.
End of the drive. It was very interesting. The drive was set for 2 hours. Most of the boar were shot within the first hour. That's from all the shots that I could hear from the radio, from the beaters. And it seemed like they were sitting very lightly today, but you never know. It's not like in a particular type of weather they're always sitting tight or always sitting light. You can come in with the same type of weather on 2 different days and boar will react completely differently. Today they were very lightly set and they left the drive early. So basically the second hour of the drive was pretty quiet. Also, quite a few of the bigger groups left the drive early, which is a problem because you need the dogs to split them to be able to shoot a higher percentage of the boar that are in the drive to meet the quota that we want to take off, which needs to be sustainable, but we don't want the population to explode. So I'm interested to see now, once we get to the lunch place, how many boar we took. I think we took a decent amount, but maybe not as much as we were expecting. But that is because, as I said before, the boar were not sitting tightly and they were on the move very, very quickly. Still, nonetheless, very happy with this drive. And let's have a look at our boar and then we'll see each other again.
It's 3:30, end of the drive, so we're gonna unload the rifle. It was an amazing drive. We had snow, which is always very amazing to hunt in snow, because you also have a better contrast from boar or animal with the snow. And I think it really helped us out here today. It would have been much more difficult without the snow. It was quite windy though, so we couldn't hear anything. But still, I think we managed to shoot 4 wild boar and 1 fox. We could, and I think we should have had 1 more frischling, but that happens that you sometimes miss. And yeah, very, very great day. I think we heard a lot of shots around us, so very, very happy, and can't wait to see what the others got in this drive. So let's see. Thank. So we collected all our game. We shot 3 frischling, 1 Überläufer Bache, and a fox. So yeah, I think we got all these animals with clean shots, so we can really utilize the meat in the full form and best way. And that's also always one of the most important aspects of doing all of this, generating meat, fresh meat, which has a lot of worth. So very happy about this. It was a beautiful day. We had snow. So couldn't have imagined a better day. So yeah, very, very happy.
Weidmannsheil.
Weidmannsheil.
Freut mich.
Mich auch. Vielen Dank. Stark. So I mean, this was just a fantastic drive, and obviously every time you have snow, these black boar on white snow make a specific difference to the excitement. And sadly, we don't have snow so often as we used to. But yeah, just a fantastic day, amazing drive. Very much looking forward to the afternoon, but already extremely thankful for what we experienced this morning.